Emma walked slowly through the old antique shop on Baker Street. Her fingers moved gently across the dusty shelves. The shelves were full of old things that people had forgotten. The small London shop had a special smell. It smelled like old wood and old memories. Emma was looking for something very special. Next month would be her grandmother Rose's 85th birthday. Emma wanted to find the perfect gift for her. Grandma Rose had always been the most important person in Emma's life. When Emma was a little girl, Grandma Rose took care of her every day after school. She would make tea and tell wonderful stories. Emma had been searching for weeks. She visited many shops in London. She looked at jewelry, books, and clothes. Nothing felt right. Everything seemed too ordinary for someone as special as Grandma Rose. Emma wanted something that would show how much she loved her grandmother. The antique shop was different from the other places. It was quiet and peaceful. Sunlight came through the old windows and made patterns on the floor. Emma walked between the narrow aisles. There were old paintings, china cups, and silver spoons everywhere. Each item seemed to have its own story. Then something magical happened. Emma heard a soft, beautiful melody coming from somewhere in the shop. The music seemed to float through the air like a gentle whisper. Emma's heart began to beat faster. She knew this song. She had heard it many times before, but where? Emma followed the sound. It led her to a corner of the shop she had not seen yet. There, on a small wooden table, sat a music box. It was made of dark wood and had tiny roses carved round the edges. The roses looked so real that Emma almost expected to smell their perfume. As the melody continued to play, Emma suddenly remembered everything. This was Danny Boy. This was the same lullaby that Grandma Rose used to hum every night when Emma was small. Grandma Rose would sit on the edge of Emma's bed and sing this song softly until Emma fell asleep. The memory was so clear and beautiful that Emma felt tears coming to her eyes. "It's lovely, isn't it?" said a gentle voice behind her. Emma turned round and saw an elderly man watching her. He had kind eyes and a warm smile. His name tag said Arthur. He was the shopkeeper. "Yes," Emma whispered. "It's the most beautiful thing I've ever heard." Arthur walked over to the music box. He touched it carefully, like it was made of glass. "This music box has a special story," he said. "It belonged to a lady named Margaret. She was about your age when she bought it many years ago." Emma listened carefully as Arthur continued the story. "Margaret loved music boxes. She collected them for many years. She always said she was saving them for her granddaughter. Margaret wanted to give them to her when she grew up." "What happened?" Emma asked softly. Arthur looked sad for a moment. "Margaret passed away before she could give the music boxes to her granddaughter. Her family brought all the music boxes here. They wanted other people to enjoy them and love them." Emma felt her heart breaking for Margaret and her granddaughter. But she also felt something else. She felt like this music box was meant for her to find. It was meant for Grandma Rose. "I would like to buy this music box," Emma said. Her voice was shaking with emotion. Arthur smiled. "I think Margaret would be very happy to know it's going to another grandmother who will be loved." Emma paid for the music box with trembling hands. Arthur wrapped it carefully in soft paper and tied it with a beautiful silver ribbon. As Emma held the package, she felt warm and happy inside. She could already picture Grandma Rose's face when she heard Danny Boy playing from the wooden box. Walking home through the quiet streets of her London neighborhood, Emma held the wrapped gift close to her heart. The evening air was cool and fresh. Street lamps were beginning to turn on, making everything look golden and peaceful. Emma felt like the luckiest person in the world. She thought about next month's birthday party. All the family would be there. Emma imagined the moment when she would give Grandma Rose the music box. She would wind it up, and the familiar melody would fill the room. Grandma Rose would remember all those nights when she sang Emma to sleep. Maybe she would even cry happy tears. Emma walked faster, excited to get home and hide the gift safely. She felt like fate had led her to Arthur's shop today. Some things in life happen for a reason. Finding this music box was definitely one of those things. Grandma Rose would be so surprised and so happy. The music box would remind Grandma Rose that their love and memories would last forever, just like the beautiful melody of Danny Boy. The weeks went by very fast after Emma bought the music box. Her life became much busier than before. Every day, Emma had to work late at her office. She worked at a marketing company in the center of London. The company made advertisements for big businesses. Emma had been working at this company for almost 3 years. She started as a junior worker, but she was very good at her job. She helped create successful campaigns for important clients. Her boss, Mr. Thompson, noticed how hard Emma worked. 6 months ago, he told her about a special promotion. Emma, there's going to be a senior marketing position available soon. Mr. Thompson had said, I think you would be perfect for this job. It means more money and more responsibility. Emma was so excited when she heard this news. She had been dreaming of this promotion for 2 years. It would change her whole life. She could buy a bigger apartment, take nice vacations, and help her family more. Most importantly, it would prove that she was successful. Since that day, Emma worked harder than ever before. She stayed at the office until very late every night. She worked on weekends too. She wanted to show Mr. Thompson that she deserved the promotion more than anyone else. Emma's whole life became about work. The music box stayed on Emma's dresser in her bedroom. It was wrapped in beautiful blue paper with a bright silver bow. Every morning when Emma got dressed for work, she looked at the music box. She thought about Grandma Rose and smiled. She promised herself that she would visit her grandmother very soon. After I get the promotion, Emma would say to herself, then I'll have more time for family. But the days kept passing quickly. Emma was always busy with meetings, presentations, and reports. She talked to clients on the phone for hours. She created new marketing ideas and worked on big projects. There never seemed to be enough time for anything else. One Tuesday afternoon, something happened that changed everything. Mr. Thompson called Emma into his office. Emma thought he wanted to talk about one of her projects. Instead, he had very different news. Emma, I have great news for you, Mr. Thompson said with a big smile. Your final interview for the senior position is scheduled for this Saturday, March 15th. The company directors will interview you personally. Emma felt her heart stop beating for a moment. Saturday, March 15th. That date was very familiar. She had written it on her calendar weeks ago. It was Grandma Rose's 85th birthday party. This Saturday, Emma asked quietly, Yes, I know it's short notice, but the directors are only available that day. This is your big chance, Emma. Don't let it pass by, Mr. Thompson said seriously. Emma walked back to her desk feeling confused and worried. She looked at her calendar again. There it was, written in red ink. Grandma Rose's 85th birthday party, 2 p.m. Emma had been planning to go to this party for months. The whole family would be there, aunts, uncles, cousins, and friends who loved Grandma Rose. Emma thought about the music box waiting at home. She had imagined this day so many times. She would give Grandma Rose the beautiful gift, and they would listen to Danny Boy together. Grandma Rose would be so happy and surprised. But this promotion was also very important. Emma had worked so hard for this opportunity. If she missed the interview, another person might get the job. Emma might have to wait years for another chance. Like this, for the rest of the week, Emma felt terrible. She could not concentrate on her work. She kept thinking about Grandma Rose's birthday party. She knew her grandmother was looking forward to seeing her. Grandma Rose had probably been telling all her friends that Emma would be there on Friday evening. Emma sat in her apartment staring at her phone. She knew she had to make a decision. Finally, with a heavy heart, she called Grandma Rose's number. "Hello, darling." Grandma Rose answered happily. "How are you? I'm so excited about tomorrow's party." Emma felt sick to her stomach. "Grandma Rose, I have some bad news. I'm so sorry, but I can't come to your party tomorrow." There was silence on the other end of the phone. Emma could imagine her grandmother's face changing from happiness to sadness. Grandma Rose said quietly, "Why not, dear? I have a very important meeting at work. It's for the big promotion I've been trying to get. I'm really sorry." Emma explained quickly. Another long pause. Emma could hear her grandmother breathing softly, even though Grandma Rose was trying to sound understanding. Emma could hear the disappointment in her voice. "Oh, darling, that's all right. Work is very important. You must do what's best for your career. We can celebrate another time," Grandma Rose said gently. "I promise. I'll come see you next week with your present," Emma said quickly. She felt guilty and wanted to make her grandmother feel better. "It's something very special that I bought just for you. Of course, love. I'll be here waiting for you," Grandma Rose replied softly. "I always am. I'll always be here for you." After Emma hung up the phone, she looked at the wrapped music box on her dresser. She felt a heavy weight in her chest, like someone was pressing down on her heart. But Emma pushed this feeling away. She told herself that work had to come first. There would be plenty of time to see Grandma Rose next week. Emma woke up on Tuesday morning feeling happy and proud. The interview on Saturday had gone perfectly. Mr. Thompson had called her on Monday to tell her the good news. She got the promotion. After 2 years of hard work, Emma was finally going to be a senior marketing manager. Emma was getting ready for her first day in the new position. She put on her best business suit and looked at herself in the mirror. Everything was going according to her plan. She would start her new job today, and next week she would visit Grandma Rose with the special music box. Emma went to the kitchen to make her morning coffee. She was thinking about all the exciting changes coming to her life. More money, more responsibility, and respect from her colleagues. Emma felt like all her hard work was finally paying off. At exactly 7 o'clock in the morning, Emma's phone started ringing. She looked at the screen and saw her cousin James's name. This was strange. James never called her so early in the morning. Emma thought maybe he wanted to congratulate her on the promotion. "Hello, James," Emma answered cheerfully. But the voice that came through the phone was not cheerful at all. James sounded scared and upset. His voice was shaking badly. "Emma, you need to come to the hospital right away," James said quickly. "Something terrible has happened." Emma's good mood disappeared instantly. What's wrong? Who's hurt?" "It's Grandma Rose," James said, and Emma could hear that he was crying. "She had a stroke Sunday night, right after her birthday party. Ended." Emma felt like the whole world suddenly stopped moving. The coffee cup in her hand became very heavy. She could not hold it anymore. The cup fell from her fingers and crashed onto the kitchen floor. Hot coffee splashed everywhere. The white cup broke into many small pieces. "What did you say?" Emma whispered. She could not believe what she was hearing. "Grandma Rose is in the hospital. She's unconscious. The doctors don't know if she will." "Wake up," James explained. His voice was full of pain. Emma felt like someone had hit her in the stomach. She could not breathe properly. How is she? Is she going to be okay? When did this happen? The doctors don't know yet. They're doing everything they can. But it's very serious, James said sadly. Emma, where were you on Sunday? Everyone at. The party was asking about you. Grandma Rose kept looking at the door, waiting for you to come. Emma felt sick to her stomach. While she was celebrating her promotion at an expensive restaurant in central London, Grandma Rose was having a stroke. While Emma was laughing with her work friends and drinking champagne, her grandmother was fighting for her life. Emma thought about Sunday evening, after the successful interview. She had gone to dinner with some colleagues. They ate delicious food and talked about their bright futures. Emma had felt so proud and successful. She had completely forgotten about Grandma Rose's birthday party. I had a work meeting, Emma said quietly. She felt ashamed of herself. Work meeting on Sunday? James asked. Confused, Emma could not answer. She felt terrible guilt filling her heart. She had chosen her career over her grandmother. She had broken her promise to the person who loved her most in the world. Emma ran to her bedroom and grabbed the music box from her dresser. The blue wrapping paper and silver bow were still perfect. The gift that was supposed to make Grandma Rose so happy was still waiting to be given. Emma rushed out of her apartment and ran to her car. She drove through the busy London streets as fast as she could. During the drive to St. Mary's Hospital, she kept thinking about the last conversation she had with Grandma Rose on Friday evening. I'll be here waiting for you, Grandma Rose had said softly. I always am. Those words now felt like knives in Emma's heart. Grandma Rose had always been there for Emma. When Emma was a child and felt scared, Grandma Rose was there. When Emma had problems at school, Grandma Rose listened and helped her. When Emma started her first job, Grandma Rose encouraged her and believed in her. But when Grandma Rose needed Emma the most, on her 85th birthday, Emma was not there. Emma arrived at St. Mary's Hospital and ran through the corridors looking for her family. She found them in the waiting room on the 3rd floor. Her Aunt Helen, Uncle Peter, Cousin James, and several other family members were sitting in uncomfortable plastic chairs. Everyone looked tired and worried. When Aunt Helen saw Emma, she looked up with red, swollen eyes. Helen had been crying for hours. Emma, finally you're here, she said. Emma sat down next to her aunt, still holding the wrapped music box tightly in her hands. How is she? Emma asked with a shaking voice. The doctors say it was a major stroke. She's unconscious and connected to machines that help her breathe, Uncle Peter explained sadly. Then Aunt Helen said something that broke Emma's heart into tiny pieces. She kept asking about you at TH. Party, Emma. All afternoon. She looked at the door waiting for you to surprise her. She even saved you a piece of her chocolate birthday cake. Emma felt tears streaming down her face. She looked down at the music box in her hands. This beautiful gift that was supposed to show her love for Grandma Rose now felt like a symbol of her failure as a granddaughter. Emma did not leave the hospital for 3 whole days. She stayed in Grandma Rose's room from morning until night. The room was very quiet and peaceful. The only sounds were the machines that beeped softly every few seconds. These machines were helping Grandma Rose breathe and keeping track of her heartbeat. Emma sat in a small chair next to the hospital bed. She held her grandmother's hand in both of her hands. Grandma Rose's hand felt very thin and cold. Her skin was soft like paper. Emma could see all the small blue veins under the pale skin. These were the same hands that had made Emma's favorite cookies when she was little. These were the hands that had brushed Emma's hair and wiped away her tears. Emma talked to her grandmother even though Grandma Rose could not hear her. Emma whispered all the things she should have said years ago, but never found time to say. "I'm so sorry." Grandma rose. Emma said softly, "I should have been at your birthday party. I should have been there to see you blow out the candles. I should have made time for you instead of always thinking about work." Emma told her grandmother about all the memories they had shared. She talked about the summer afternoons when they baked apple pies together. She remembered the winter evenings when Grandma Rose taught her how to knit. She spoke about the stories Grandma Rose used to tell her about the old days in Ireland. On the second day, Emma decided to do something special. She carefully unwrapped the music box that she had been carrying with her, the blue paper and silver ribbon fell away to show the beautiful wooden box with tiny roses carved round the edges. Emma placed the music box on the small table next to Grandma Rose's bed. She wound up the little key on the bottom of the box. Slowly, the familiar melody of Danny Boy began to play in the quiet room. The music was soft and gentle, just like Emma remembered from when she was a child. As the melody filled the room, Emma watched her grandmother's face carefully. For just a moment, Emma thought she saw Grandma Rose's fingers move slightly. Emma's heart jumped with hope. Maybe her grandmother could hear the music. Maybe she remembered their special song. Emma called for the nurse immediately. "I think I saw her fingers move." "Did you see that?" The nurse, a kind woman named Mary, came over to check on Grandma Rose. She looked at the machines and examined Grandma Rose's hands carefully. "I'm sorry, dear," Nurse Mary said gently. "Sometimes we think we see movement when we want it so badly, but the doctors say there's no brain activity. It's probably just your imagination." Emma felt disappointed, but she kept playing the music box every hour. She hoped that somewhere deep inside, Grandma Rose could hear their special song. During the 3 days, many family members came to visit. Aunt Helen brought fresh flowers every day. Uncle Peter sat quietly and read newspaper articles to Grandma Rose. Cousin James brought photos from family gatherings over the years. But the visitors also shared stories about Grandma Rose's birthday party that Emma had missed. These stories made Emma feel even more guilty and sad. And Helen told Emma how Grandma Rose had spent the whole morning getting ready for the party. She wore her best dress, the blue one with small white flowers that you bought for her last Christmas. She did her hair in a special style and even put on lipstick. Uncle Peter shared how excited Grandma Rose had been about the party. She kept talking about how you were going to come. She told everyone that her Emma had found a very special surprise for her. The hardest story to hear came from Cousin James. All during the party, Grandma Rose kept looking at the door. Every time someone new arrived, her face would light up. Thinking it might be you, she kept asking, "Has anyone heard from Emma? When is she coming?" Then Aunt Helen mentioned something that broke Emma's heart completely. When it was time to cut the birthday cake, Grandma Rose cut an extra piece. She wrapped it up carefully in a napkin and wrote "From my Emma" on it. She put it in the refrigerator to save for when you came to visit. Emma cried quietly as she listened to these stories. She realized something very important and very sad. While she had been working late nights and chasing her career dreams, Grandma Rose had been treasuring every small moment they could have shared. While Emma was thinking about promotions and success, her grandmother was thinking about love and family. Emma understood now that Grandma Rose had never cared about expensive gifts or big achievements. She had only wanted to spend time with her granddaughter. She had wanted to share stories, drink tea together, and listen to old songs. These simple moments were more valuable to Grandma Rose than anything money could buy. On Thursday evening, the sun was setting outside the hospital window. The sky turned beautiful colors of orange and pink. Emma was holding Grandma Rose's hand, and the music box was playing Danny Boy one more time. Very quietly and peacefully, Grandma Rose took her last breath. The machine stopped beeping. The room became completely silent except for the gentle melody from the music box. Emma held her grandmother's hand and cried. The music box that was supposed to bring joy and happiness had become a symbol of all the time Emma had lost forever. 6 months had passed since Grandma Rose died. Emma's life had changed completely during this time. At first, she could not stop crying. She felt so guilty and sad that she could barely get out of bed in the morning. Emma kept thinking about all the time she had chosen work over spending time with her grandmother. The promotion at work did not make Emma happy anymore. The extra money and the fancy office felt empty and meaningless. Emma realized that success at work meant nothing without the people you loved to share it with. She had gained a better job, but she had lost the most important person in her life. For weeks, Emma carried the wooden music box with her everywhere she went. She could not bring herself to play it because the melody reminded her of everything she had lost. The music box sat on her kitchen table, wrapped in the same blue paper and silver ribbon from months ago. Emma went to see a counselor named Dr. Patricia Williams. Dr. Williams helped Emma understand her feelings of grief and guilt. During their talks, Dr. Williams said something that changed Emma's thinking. Emma, your grandmother loved you very much. She would not want you to spend the rest of your life feeling guilty. She would want you to learn from this experience and use it to help other people. Dr. Williams explained gently. Emma thought about these words for many days. She remembered all the stories her family had told her about Grandma Rose's kindness. Grandma Rose had always helped her neighbors when they were sick. She had volunteered at the local church to feed hungry people. She had wear upon warm scarves for children who did not have winter clothes. One Saturday morning, Emma made an important decision. She picked up the music box and drove to St. Mary's Hospital, the same hospital where Grandma Rose had died. Emma had an idea about how she could honor her grandmother's memory. Emma went to the children's ward on the 4th floor. This was the place where sick children stayed while doctors tried to make them better. Emma asked the head nurse, Mrs. Thompson, if she could visit some of the children who did not get many visitors. That would be wonderful, Mrs. Thompson said with a warm smile. Some of our children here don't have family nearby. They would love to have someone spend time with them. Mrs. Thompson led Emma down a long hallway with bright yellow walls. There were pictures of cartoon animals and rainbows painted everywhere to make the children feel happy. Emma carried the music box carefully in her hands. They stopped at room 12. Inside, a little girl sat alone by the window looking out at the city streets below. She had curly brown hair and big green eyes. She looked very small in the hospital bed. This is Lucy, Mrs. Thompson said quietly. She's 7 years old and has been here for 2 weeks. Her grandmother lives in Scotland, which is too far away for regular visits. Emma knocked gently on the door and walked into the room. Lucy looked up with curious eyes as Emma approached her bed. Hello, Lucy. My name is Emma, she said in a soft, gentle voice. I brought you something very special today. Emma sat down in the chair next to Lucy's bed. She placed the music box on the small table where Lucy could see it clearly. What is it? Lucy asked with interest. It's a music box that plays a beautiful song. Emma explained. It belonged to my grandmother, and now I want to share it with you. Emma wound up the little key on the bottom of the music box. Slowly, the familiar melody of Danny Boy began to fill the room. The music was soft and peaceful. Just like Emma remembered from her childhood, Lucy's face completely changed when she heard the music. Her eyes lit up with wonder and joy, exactly the same way Emma's face had looked when she was small and Grandma Rose sang to her. "It's so beautiful," Lucy said with excitement. "It sounds just like the song my nan used to sing to me before I got sick and had to come to the hospital. Would you like me to tell you a story while the music plays?" Emma asked. Lucy nodded her head eagerly. Emma began telling gentle stories about families and love and kindness. She told Lucy about a little girl who lived with her grandmother and learned important lessons about caring for others. As Emma continued talking and the music box kept playing, something wonderful happened. Other children from nearby rooms heard the music and came to listen. Soon, there were 5 children sitting round Lucy's bed, all listening to Emma's stories. Emma realized that she had found something very important. She had found a new purpose for her life. These children needed someone to spend time with them, just like Grandma Rose had spent time with Emma when she was young. From that day forward, Emma came to the hospital every Saturday. She brought the music box and told stories to any child who wanted to listen. She started a special program and called it Rose's Songs in honor of her grandmother. Week after week, Emma visited different children. Some were very sick and scared. Others were lonely because their families lived far away. Emma's stories and the gentle music helped them feel less afraid and less alone. The music box that Emma had bought to bring joy to Grandma Rose had finally found its true purpose. Instead of bringing happiness to one person, it now brought comfort to many children who needed love and attention. Emma finally understood the most important lesson of her life. The most precious gifts we can give to other people are not expensive things bought in stores. The most valuable gifts are our time, our attention, and our love. These gifts can only be given in the present moment, and they create beautiful memories that last forever. The end.